Yeah.
What was that?
That
Was
music.
Over the Edge?
That music break is from Over the Edge. That plays on Fridays at 12 midnight
Yeah.
to
3 a.m.
3 a.m.
I feel like something like that. I actually
For a second.
listening to that, I was like, I wish that could be like our regular intro.
That could be our regular
Wasn't
intro.
That dope?
Yeah.
You didn't like that?
No, I liked it.
I felt like I was in like old-fashioned, old-time. Yeah, thank you. I felt like I was in old-fashioned, old-time Hollywood with that.
This reminds me of back in the day when we had to share a microphone.
Yeah. And now we're still sharing a microphone. But it's only because more people are here. So, wait, let's do introductions. Okay, first, let's start with me. Hi, I'm mikO Tolliver. Welcome to On the Deck, everybody. We're going to do some announcements here, KPFA. I am here with our interim general manager, Mr. Antonio Ortiz.
And I'm here supporting mikO in this endeavor, this journey that we call On the Deck. And on the couch, we have...
I'm on the dork. That's me. Mike Biggz. I'm your interim music program coordinator. And I'm just good to be here and, make everybody laugh and be ridiculous as always. Hi.
Excellent. And we also have another special guest.
Hi, I'm DJ Hen Roc. People call me Hen Roc for short.
Excellent.
Good job. Yeah. Okay, wait.
It's a little bit different today.
It is different. We're going to tell you why it's different. First of all, anything we're talking about here, tune in to KPFA 94.1 FM. And anything we're talking about, you can log on and find out more information at kpfa.org. But we're here because, one, the main thing, we got to mention it all year. It's the 75th anniversary. Yeah. Happy birthday, KPFA. Happy birthday. Yeah, so that means we're doing crazy, wacky, wild stuff all year long. But we're trying to get bigger and better every year. But we also have a new show that we're going to introduce, and we're going to get to that. So that's why, get this out of my face. That's why we're here with Mike Biggz and Hen Roc, which, Mike Biggz forgot to tell you that he is also the host of I Had That Tape.
Nobody wants to hear that. No,
yes.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, you can check it out 9 p.m. Sunday nights. I Had That Tape, playing all Bay Area hip-hop from the 80s and the 90s, and it's a fun show.
Yes, and then also being the new interim music coordinator.
Yeah.
You're getting us new shows. You're getting us new plans. You're going to be coming on the deck more to hang out with us, give away tickets, talk to people, bring in hosts like...
A lot of people, and a lot of tickets, too. We've been doing ticket giveaways the last month, pretty solid. Shout out to Computer Blue. We did a great giveaway for Diggable Planets at the Fillmore this past Sunday. I heard it was a really great show, and some folks were at the event shouting us out, too, so that was cool. And a bunch of other places that we've been giving out tickets to, so more to come for that.
And also one other important information on who's here with us. Maybe people haven't heard the show or anything about the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, so basically starting tonight, we have a brand new lineup of music programming starting at midnight going till 5 a.m. Shout outs to Chocolate Beats Radio and, of course, Late Night Hype. They were holding it down for quite a while, and, they're doing their own thing now. Of course, Late Night Hype, if you're a fan of Late Night Hype, you can still catch the host of that program who does Setting the Standards, which comes after Motown on Mondays. That's 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. on Monday mornings. And Chocolate Beats, Idris is doing her thing. Shout out to her wherever she's at. But we have 2 new shows taking over. We got City Cat Radio with DJ Hen Roc from midnight to 2 a.m. And then also, they're not here, but we're going to shout them out. Starting at 2 a.m., going to 5 a.m. is a new show called Rhythm Machine. I keep wanting to say Rhythm Nation, but no, Rhythm Machine.
Part of the that one.
But Rhythm Machine is going to be really cool. 2 to 5 a.m. It's electronic music. It's dance music. It's really fun. And it's also our first collaborative joint effort with KALX up the street, KALX, which a lot of folks that don't know, KPFA and KALX are not only just neighbors, but we have a lot of siblings between us. A lot of people who ended up at KPFA were from KALX to begin with, like me. I started at KALX. Hen was at KALX. Davey D was at KALX. Anthony Bonet was at KALX. So many people were at KALX that have now come over to KPFA. Ricky Vincent was at KALX.
Some of our engineers are from KALX.
Right.
Our former development director was from KALX. So.
Yeah, so it's like we're basically like cousins, and we're just going from couch to couch. hanging out, and it's great like that. So it's something that I've wanted to do for a while. It's like a collaborative effort because, as community radio stations and public radio stations, man, we got to stick together and keep strong.
Yeah.
So.
And that being said,
oh yeah, and our Tim Lynch,
mm-hmm.
Dead to the World. He
who
also
is the general manager.
He's
over
now
at
the man
Calex.
at Calex.
Nice.
So,
and so that leads us to, because inquiring minds want to know, who is DJ Hen Roc?
I'll pass the mic
How
to
did
him.
he come to being?
Sorry, excuse me.
Before every great speech
Yeah.
that happens.
So first I want to say thanks for letting me come aboard, and I'm looking forward to some great shows coming up. So what do you want? You want us to know some things? So I've been DJing in the Bay Area for about 30 years now. I started back in clubs. Started doing clubs a lot first. All clubs in San Francisco, the whole Bay Area. My passion is soul music, so I started off playing soul music. Actually, back then, all these great DJs were playing hip hop, and I was playing soul and R&B only. And they were like, "What are you doing?" And then it started to catch on, doing it that way. So I've been around a while. Started a lot of clubs here in the Bay Area. I owned a club here, Air Lounge, for a while. So I've been around. My whole thing is just contributing positively to the culture of the Bay Area. Positive music, good dance music, things like that.
Is that what you're going to play on your show?
This show I'm going to do is different things each week. So my show coming out, my intro show is called the Neo Soul Cafe.
Okay.
Then I'm going to do one that's going to be a throwback. Then I'll do my regular City Cat Radio show, and then my last show of the month will probably be I think it's going to be Afro House, Amapiano, something
Wow.
like that. Kind of mix it up.
Okay.
Hopefully those things can sprinkle in, some different flavors here and there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to put you on the spot.
Sure.
I want 3 of your top soul records right now.
3 top soul records right now.
Mm-hmm.
Can I say the artists?
Yeah, why not?
Jane Hancock, Addie Oasis, and Foreign Exchange.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I actually don't know those.
I don't know those either.
Okay. I really wanted to know. I was like, oh, wow, what. Okay, so now I got to tune into the show because you got all this soul and stuff that.
Hopefully, yes.
Yeah, we want to tune into the show. Yeah,
we'll
tune into the show. So when is the show?
The show is Wednesdays, 12 a.m. to 2 a.m.
Okay, and what kind of plans do you think you're trying to do? Like, what do you want to do with the show? What do you see?
Hopefully the show is going to be something where you hear some music you haven't heard before. Maybe some stuff you have, but some new stuff I can introduce to people that they haven't heard. And some B-side songs from artists that are good from off their album. I'm really big at getting artists a lot of their work, their albums, and all their work, and then kind of parsing through it and pulling out some stuff that's not, heard on the radio a lot. Not that I'm the expert, but I usually try to do that so you can hear some different stuff.
Okay. Well, I want to know what makes someone want to do a music show on the radio. Like, what inspires you to do that? What? Because you gotta think of the time commitment, everything, just the maintenance, the ongoing. And we have some people here, they've been doing shows for like 20, 30 years. Like, what makes someone want to do that?
Well, for me, when I first started my show, it was my own podcast, so I just was doing it myself. And the reason I started doing it is so I can play other music that I won't play in a club setting. So it gave me a chance to explore my music a little bit more and kind of expand out. And some music, is club music, and then some music is radio music, and some music is whatever it is. So I wanted to get more into that side of it, play some different stuff, and not have to feel like it all has to be dance music or some kind of up-tempo stuff. So it could be slow, it could be different things, and just really get into it. For me, like, all of the music is like has a soulful bass, so any genre I listen to or I like, that's what I feel out of it. So
now I'm curious about, for the two of you, what kind of music that are you excited to play on KPFA, that you can play on KPFA, that you wouldn't be able to play when you're DJing?
Yeah, I mean, especially with my show, it's just a lot of the songs that I'm playing never really got much radio play or weren't even intended to be played on radio. Some of them were huge hits, obviously. So, but if I'm playing stuff from the 80s, 90s, and it's all Bay Area hip hop, there's just a who's who of artists that some of them only put out a couple of records, and some maybe only put out a 12-inch, and some of them maybe never got played in their life on the radio. And for me, it's fun to be able to bring these records back and go through themes of like, this is what Oakland sounded like in '88, or this is what Richmond sounded like in '95, things like that. There's so many just unsung artists in the Bay Area that were really hustling and trying to get their music out there, and not a lot of people were giving them attention, especially like in the commercial realm. Commercial radio was pretty much ignoring everybody local in the Bay Area for a while, with the exception of like during the hyphy era. But in the 90s, only maybe a small handful of records that were local got on. And so for a place like KPFA to be able to bring all these artists, even now in a time where it'll be considered retro, to bring back a lot of these artists, it's just the fact that I'm giving these folks love is just something that I've been personally doing from my years, when I was up the street at Calex and at Youth Radio and all these other places playing music that no one else is, trying to play. So it's fun. It's fun to be able to bring music that you don't normally hear to a place like this, and bring it to an audience that maybe they didn't know they wanted to hear it. Maybe they knew about it. Maybe they're just excited to hear it on the radio. So, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm excited about the show. So, again, tell me, when does it air again?
For my show, it's
You?
DJ
Hen Roc. Oh, now you want to talk about your show.
Well, I was talking about my show, but yeah, the Hen Roc show is coming up tonight. So, and you also, there's a Dilla tribute coming up too, right?
Yeah, it's Dilla's birthday, so I'm going to do a tribute for him towards the end of my show. So I also do a lot of tributes on my radio show. Tribute of artists. Sometimes it'll be the whole 2 hours. Sometimes it'll be a segment of it. So people can remember those artists and remember songs that they haven't heard in a while from that artist.
Okay, this makes me want to just ask, like, I know what my music collection is at home, what it looks like, how it's grown with me chronologically in life. I'm curious, how many records, CDs, cassettes, the whole shebang, like, do you have just like a whole room of 4 walls dedicated to everything, or how does it work at your house?
Well, my wife told me I had to move it all out, so I have a storage room, a storage full of all of it now.
Okay, so is it like a 10 foot by 5 or 10 foot by 10?
No, it's pretty big. It's probably 80, 90,000, something like that.
Of records and stuff?
Records.
Okay, no, I'm trying to think of the size of the storage unit.
Oh, it's probably a 10 by 10 maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have a storage unit too, so I was trying to figure out like what's the relevant. And is it like is it just set up like you got just like shelves and shelves and shelves, like it's all organized, categorized, and everything?
Part of it is shelves and part of it is boxes.
Wow.
Boxes full of records.
Okay, and you just go in there like every week?
Oh, I have a weird mind, so I can just look at. I know where everything is organized.
Yeah.
So I just know where it's at.
I remember being like that as a kid. Like I could just look. The CDs could be across the room, and I could just look and be like, "That's Cibo Motto.
Yeah.
That's Fiona Apple." That like I just knew what it was. That's everything but the girl right there. Yeah.
And I know exactly where everything is at. So, it's half of my storage. The other half has stuff from the house in it, but I'm slowly getting that out of there so I can put more music in there.
Okay, great. What about you, Mike? Tell me about your record collection at home. What does it look like?
It's all in the garage. I basically got about a good, I'd say, 15,000 records in the garage. And for CDs, they're kind of like scattered in parts of the garage and parts of the house from what I still have. But actually, funny thing is that a lot of them I put in folders and I brought them to work. So I have actually a bunch of them just kind of up by my work office, and so I have access to them here if I need to, if I need to grab them or use them. And I've been digitizing a lot of stuff lately, so I've been using a lot of my own collection to curate this digital library I've been working on. So
okay, well, and so
records.
if you got all these records, so how do you guys feel about using music platforms? Like, do you also refer to those for like, I'm looking for this song? Because here's the thing, even though I have all my CDs and people are like, get rid of those, everything's digital. I'm like, that's not true. I have this Grace Jones album that I had it years ago, and then some lame roommate I had totally stole it.
Oop.
Right? And so I was actually able to find that one. That's the only one that I can find on on, one of these music platforms. I don't want to say because I know we're not allowed to say, but I do have some CDs and stuff where I'm just like, this one actually isn't on there though. So there's some stuff that's on there. Some like, how do you go back and forth with that? I
mean, for me personally, when it comes to like, I have a subscription to a music, thing. I won't say which one, but I think most folks actually do, even if they won't admit it, because that's just how things work now. But honestly, physical media is extremely important. And I can't tell you that it would probably sound incredibly lame to go up to somebody and say, hey, I have this amazing collection of record. You want to thumb through my laptop and look at all these lists of things? No, you want to actually see like physical things you can pull and touch and do things like read liner notes and read where this thing was recorded, who was the engineer, what samples they used.
Liner notes.
Like all that stuff to me is just golden. I mean, the same thing with like video games. Like people nowadays with video games, it's like, who thinks it's sexy to come over and say, hey, come and scroll through my collection of MP3s and video game MP3 or whatever they're saved on. That's not cool. Like, come on. Like, I mean, physical media actually really matters. And I know like nowadays, like movies are kind of on their way out and a lot of people are getting away from physical media, but there's been a resurgence for it already. And Lord knows vinyl made a huge comeback. And there's like all these record stores that are actually in the East Bay now that popped up that are mostly vinyl only in the last 10 years. So, I mean, I would say CDs are going to go through the same thing that vinyl did.
I totally see that. Yeah. Okay. So here, I want to actually, you were saying like, who thinks it's cool at all to be like, hey, thumb through my, my platforms here.
Here's my phone. Go through my list of MP3s.
I know one of our interns. I'm not going to say their name. I'm just going to point them out because you guys can't see from behind the camera. But I know that this particular intern has a collection of playlists that they make on their music.
No,
platform.
Playlists are cool. I do dig playlists. I can't even front because that's actually one of the things I wanted to do on the subscription-based music platform that I use is that come with a bunch of playlists. And in fact, I want to be able to find a way for even some of the KPFA folks that have programs here to be able to do that. Maybe on a more independent level so it's not just, Cousin of the Orange or something that rhymes with Hotify. So, I mean, there's other places where you can like come up with like playlists. I was actually toying with the idea of something local, like maybe like Bandcamp or something, but that focuses on independent artists. But I think it would be fun to have like a bunch of curated playlists by your favorite KPFA DJs to give you recommendations. So maybe if you can't catch their show every week, but you want to know what are they listening to, it's a good insight to get into their head just a little bit.
I love that idea. You and I have been talking about that for the past 6 months about how to entice people, attract people in ways that we don't normally attract them because, how do we attract folks who are online only?
Yeah.
Right. And doing playlists, having that available to folks. I mean, unfortunately for anyone out there who's listening or watching us, if you're listening to the radio and online, we can only offer music programs for no more than 2 weeks just because that's the only thing we can do. And we don't allow it to be downloadable, yada, 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 all that stuff. The other things that we have on our website is that we can have playlists of what music was played during that show. But me and Mike have been talking about what are other ways for us to be able to expand the music department, build a bigger reach. And I'm kind of curious, are there any other ideas that maybe you and I have been talking about or things that you've been thinking about that you'd love to employ in the year 75 that we can kind of tease people with?
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things I really want to do is like really use that website for a lot of different things. Like, we don't have like a top 35 of the month list that we can post every month, or maybe me or maybe Hen has like our favorite songs, our top 5 favorite songs of the week with a small description of what the song is and who the artist is, and link it to all their information and share new music, or album reviews. Like someone maybe has an opinion piece they want to write about music, they want to just get something off their chest about something in the state of music, and write an opinion piece, post it on the website. So just make it more interactive. Like there's a few music magazine online that I'm kind of trying to, in my head, model it after and take ideas from and just kind of make it work for us. So I want it to be a lot more just interactive with people. But also, if you can't be up till midnight or 2 a.m., you can always go to kpfa.org, type in City Cat Radio, type in Rhythm Machine, find the show and listen to it. And then, if you love us a lot, you can post it on your social media and be like, I just heard this great show on KPFA. You should too.
Yeah. The other thing that I've been letting folks know about, especially those who are in the middle of the night, for anyone out there, we did a listener survey recently. Some of the results may be posted online, but looking at some of the places that people are from who filled out the survey, I mean, there's people from Germany who filled out the survey. There are people, there's one survey that was submitted from the Philippines, and one thing I've talked to folks who are in the middle of the night, yes, for the Bay Area, it's in the middle of the night. You're going to have less of an audience on 94.1 FM. But what about thinking of in a way where I'm reaching people online that could be hearing me during the day, right? And is there a way to expand reach to other parts of the country or other parts of the world? And so, I mean, it's been fun just chatting with you and kind of brainstorming on some ideas there, and then also just having new people come in, bring in some new energy, figure out ways where we can expand our reach on social media. So
yeah, because we talked about that too with Rhythm Machine, because there's two guys that are hosting it, Ryan and Olivier. Olivier goes by the DJ name Excuse My French, because he is from France and he's got the very thick French accent. And he was saying, this show for him, he's on at 2 to 5 a.m. He's doing it every other week with Ryan. And, they do it every week, but they split it every other week. So 1 week Ryan does it, 1 week Olivier does it. But, he's got people in France listening to him. So
nice.
He's getting the word out. So people across the world might just discover KPFA that they never knew we existed. And then, if you take a deeper dive into us, you realize, oh, wow, these guys have some really interesting and amazing things to say on the political spectrum that I agree with, because we're the only real true progressive voice left in a lot of parts of the country and certain parts of the world. So you might discover that.
Wow. Okay. That's so great. I'm so glad you guys were able to come here and hang out with us here today at On the Deck.
Yeah. I give Hen the last word for that one, because I've been hogging the mic like a crazy person.
Yeah. Hen Roc, anything else you want to tell us about your new show, about your plans here at KPFA, anything?
Oh, I was just going to comment on the conversation we're having. With my podcast, when I started doing it, it was just local, but the same thing happened to me. I have people from London, France, Germany, everywhere, all around the world, listening to my podcast. And I also started a playlist, like you were discussing. Like, I used to have a top 10, so I just kept adding to the playlist. And when I put it up on some of these platforms, I allow people to add to it, and it just became like a thing. So I think the playlists are great. It's a great way to explore music.
Nice. All right. And you want to say something, Antonio?
I do. I want to make a request. Actually, not really a request. It's just an idea that I have.
DJs have tip jars.
Yeah. But one thing I've been thinking about. So my boyfriend and I, he has this hobby where we go to grave sites and we pay homage to people that have been important in his life. And recently, because he's been asking me, can we go to see the Pointer Sisters gravesite over in Mount Tamalpais Cemetery in Marin? Mm. And when I first started learning about it, I realized I didn't know that they were from Oakland. Mm-hmm. He also introduced me to other artists that are from Oakland, and I'm just thinking, there's a lot of rich history and a lot of artists coming from the Bay Area. Wouldn't it be cool for our 75th year to maybe have shows who will do either tributes or play music from local artists who actually made an impact in the local area, but also nationally and internationally? I think that would be really cool, because I didn't even know this stuff. But I'm also not like my music library is like really like no CDs. It's all online. So I'm like the opposite of you all.
Pointer Sisters are,
great.
One of my favorite Pointer Sisters songs, and you are from the Bay if you know this song, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
Oh, is that them?
Yeah, that's them.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
I love that song.
That's my favorite song.
Oh,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we just need some puppets. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
All right. We're going to finish up here with our last bit of announcements. So we just want to remind you again, we are having our 75th anniversary all year long, celebrating it all year long. And that being the case, we got to start letting you know about things that are happening this year already some of our events. Antonio's going to tell you about them, though, right?
Yes, I'll tell you this
Okay.
one. I'm going to say, I can't see it, but it's going to be, I think, April 6th. Yes,
Yeah.
April 6th at the First Church of Christ in Berkeley. Ticket prices are going to be $25 for sliding scale, $75 for a regular ticket, and $500 for a meet and greet. And you may be wondering, a meet and greet with who? And that person will be
With whom?
with whom, and that thank you, and that person that you will be meeting and greeting with at $500,
Drum roll.
or for getting another ticket at $75 or a $25 sliding scale ticket, that person will be Amy Goodman of Democracy Now. That plays on KPFA at 9 a.m. and also at 10 a.m.
No, 5.
No, 5 a.m.
6.
is it's
Six.
sorry
6 a.m. and 9 a.m.
6 and 9.
At 9.
Yes, thank you everyone for correcting me.
No, you know.
Six- no,
you
no,
don't
but
like it when people do that.
no.
to you.
I think it's great. I think it's
Okay.
great. No, but it's not 5. 5 is a different show. But 6 a.m. Did I say 9? And what did I say? 9. 6 and 9. 6 and 9 a.m. Democracy Now. Apologies, everybody. But tickets will be available on Eventbrite. Just go to kpfa.org and look under the events, and it should be there either now or sometime soon.
It's there.
It's
now.
there?
Yeah, you go to Eventbrite if you go to Eventbrite for the tickets. If you're looking for the meet and greet purchase, which is $500, that's a premium offer. You have to go to kpfa.org/donate, and you will find it there.
And then another event that we have is going to be on April 15th, which is actually on KPFA's birthday. That is going to be Saturday, and it's going to be a music birthday celebration at the Freight and Salvage. The performers are still TBD, I think, at this moment. But that's for sure going to be happening on April 15th.
Great. All right. So now with that, I believe we got a special little thing. We got a ceremony that we do here. All right. So we're going to roll that up. We're going to get to our special little thing that we do where we highlight some special things happen here, special people here at the station. So that being the case, I'm going to ask you guys. I'm going to ask everybody. And then we're going to hit it. You know what we're going to do. You know what we're going to do.
Sure.
Okay. What time is it, DJ Mike Biggz?
I don't have a watch on me.
That's fair. That's
I know, I'm kidding.
That's fair.
See, I had to do that to her because, like, I hear this every time when I would put promos together, but it is the donor highlight.
Ah, it is that time.
Sorry, I had to mess with you. Yeah.
Just for a year. Okay, we're going to highlight a donor as soon as we see their name appear here, which I think you want to go the other way. Yep. Good. So the donor highlight that we are highlighting the donor,
That's it.
the special, maybe you want to go the other way. Back all the way up to the top. I know this by heart. Yeah. Up. Get some more. More.
Is that it?
That's it. Okay, yeah. Well, the donor is...
Who is it? Well, you remember the donor.
It's someone from Larkspur.
Thank you, Larkspur, for making a donation.
Thank you, the entire city of Larkspur, for making a donation. Damn teleprompter. All right, no. But we highlight donors here at the station. And you know what? Okay, even bump that. Maybe that one, we crashed that one. That's all right. I want you to know, though, that just before we started recording, DJ Hen Roc here did actually record some fresh donor highlight for us. So you're going to hear that on the radio station. So tune in to KPFA 94.1 FM. You can always go live onto kpfa.org. You really don't have that on the script?
It's not there.
It didn't happen. It's okay. I'm not mad. I love
We're
you.
also running out of time. We got to go.
All right, we gotta go. So with that, we want to remind you about following us around on social media. But before we do that, let's make sure we get everybody's social media here. Now, you can find me, mikO Tolliver, at mikO Tolliver with 2 L's. You can find Antonio nowhere because he is a negative Nancy when it comes to social media. DJ Hen Roc, you want to tell us where we can find you on social media?
Yeah, you can find me on my website. It's djhenroc.com, DJHenroc.com. You can find me there on all my socials. It's at DJ Hen Roc.
Great. And what about you, DJ Mike Biggz?
And for me, I'm on the socials as well, Instagram, Facebook, that platform we call, used to be Twitter. I'm not calling it X, whatever. But it's all under at DJ Mike Biggz, and it's Biggz spelled with a Z, not a S. People make that common mistake, but it's Mike Biggz with a Z at the end, and 2 G's and a Z. Can't
All right.
miss
And
me.
so, Antonio, since you bombed the donor highlight, do you want to tell everybody where where they can find KPFA on social media.
Well, you can find us on KPFA. You can find us on kpfa.org. That's one place. You can also find us on Facebook at KPFA 94.1 or on X, Twitch.tv, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok at KPFA Radio.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good? Okay, good, because I keep making that mistake all the time.
I forgive you. It's okay to make mistakes. We do that here. But this is a safe space.
We like to point out failures live and when people are wrong.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Yeah. Anyway, thank you everybody for tuning in to On the Deck. Tune back in again next week when we will be here Tuesdays at 2. DJ Hen Roc, you won't be here. But instead, since he won't be here, you can go and listen to his show Wednesdays now, 12 a.m. every Wednesday. DJ Hen to 2 a.m. That's City Cat Radio. I always want to say Cat City. It's City Cat. It's those C's.
Those C's, 3 C's.
Yeah, City Cat Radio. All right, that's cool. Right. All right, thank you guys so much. You want to say goodbye to everybody?
Bye, everybody.
You know what? We're actually going to play a little bit of music from his show to outro everything. Yeah, can we do that?
Let's do it.
I think it's coming. We're going to say goodbye to everybody. Again, tune in to KPFA 94.1 FM and online at kpfa.org. Okay, yeah, that's good. I like that.